Everyone. Welcome to our Git event. We'll just talk about Git, like what it's used for, and we'll go over some basic commands. And towards the end, we'll do a little workshop. So you guys will practice working with Git in a terminal. Okay, so what is Git? Git is a form of distributed version control, where you're able to share your files across multiple machines. And basically the idea is that everyone has their own copy of the files. So, my work isn't necessarily tied to your work, but if you lose it, you can back it up off of someone else's copy. And this is just a really good system because you're not like dependent on like a certain system. Like if there's a main server, if that crashes, not everyone's like screwed. Everyone has their own file and it's totally safe. So let's go over some common commands and what they do. So here's a list of commands, and we'll just explain like what is going on in this diagram over here. So let's say I'm working on a project and I have my working directory. So that's like my local files. So let's say, I have a Word document, I want to edit my resume, right? If I add it, it goes to a staging area, which is also on like my local area, and I commit it with a message. Basically what that puts it into is a local Git repository. So that means there's version control, that it has different versions, and the versions are created when I add and commit the files. And once something is in the local repository, I can push it to a remote repository. And the location of this kind of varies, depends on like what Git system you're using. But if you're using GitHub, the most popular form of Git, this will be hosted by GitHub, which is owned by Microsoft. So, pretty trustworthy. And basically from there, you can pull it, as we see here, Git pull, you'll be able to pull from remote, which is usually like a more controlled area. And you can bring it to your local repository where you can do different things with it in order to like align it with the working files that you have. So the use case for this would be, let's say I'm working with my PC, right? I have my nice rig at home and I'm doing all my work on my project on that. And one day I want to go on vacation, right? Or I want to go to work. Then I could push everything there without taking my PC to work. So I could push this to the remote repository, which is going to be online. I can access it through the web. And once I get to where I'm going, let's say I went to Miami, right? I could go to a computer and I could Git pull and get all those files down without having to bring my entire computer over there, right? And anyone who has access, who knows like the link or like the right Git ID information for this, is able to pull from this repo and basically see all the files. And depending on your permissions, you can merge, check out, do all kinds of other things. So let's go over some of these basic commands. Let's talk about what they do. Clone is probably one of the most basic commands, and basically what it means is you're copying like a Git repository. So typically you'll see this in like Git clone and then a GitHub link to a repository, and that'll pull all the files that are from that repository onto your computer into a folder of its own. So it creates a folder that has everything that you cloned. Fork is something you'll see on github.com, or you can do it from your terminal. And what fork does is it's kind of like clone, but you're creating a whole separate thing. Clone is actually, you're just copying it over, but it's the same one, like you're still accessing the same repository. But fork is creating a whole new repository that just has everything in it. So I guess the naming convention here is not quite right, but that's fine. Main used to be called master, but renamed to main last year, I think. And this is just the trunk. So what I mean by trunk is like, this is the main repository that everyone's like working with. And, this is like it's supposed to be like the production branch. It was like, this is where all the good working code is what everyone's happy with. And you can think of this kind of like a tree. So that's where the branch comes in. Where branches, you can branch off of the main to create your own branch or other branches for other purposes you have. And the branches will have the same files, but you can have different edits on the branches that exist. And main is like it's also a branch, but it's like the main branch, so we'll call it that. Remote is just referring to that this isn't on your local computer. So it's not just saved to my desktop, it's saved to like a place online. I can access it from other places. Pull means that I am pulling things down. So it's kind of like aligning my files to what already exists. Add, went over this before, you're adding this to a staging area, which everything waits, and then you commit it, which is X1. And committing it just puts it in your actual Git repository. Push is the next step to put everything in. Merge regards branches. You would merge two branches so that the content of their files are put together. And sometimes you can have conflicts, which can be a little bit difficult to work with sometimes, but if you manage your branches well, this shouldn't be too much of a big problem. And fetch is pretty similar to pull. You'd basically be getting files that are online or just on the main repository, you can pull it down. So GitHub is the most popular hosting service for Git. As I mentioned before, it's owned by Microsoft at this point, and pretty much everyone uses GitHub. Most companies, like, you will want to know Git, and they will probably be using GitHub. There are some other services that are pretty good, like BitBucket. Not really familiar with the other ones, but GitHub is the one you're going to want to have. And okay, at this point, we're going to go into a workshop, and we'll be working with a terminal. So I would like everyone to pull up their browser, and hopefully you already have a GitHub account. So yeah, these are the instructions, but I'm just going to go through like a quick demo of what we're going to be doing here. So see if I can share something else. Stop share. And cool. So I'd like everyone to go to ide.cs50.org or com. I can't see it. IO. Yeah. And what you'll see here is this login screen where you'll be asked to log in with your GitHub credentials. And I think I already logged in. So yeah. And this is a cloud-based IDE. It's created by Harvard, so it should work pretty well. It's hosted on AWS. And basically here we have our terminal. Now, once you logged in, you'll be given this. So at the top, you'll have your file system, and at the bottom, you should have your terminal. If you don't have the terminal showing up right now, I think you go to File and New Terminal. You should be able to open a new one. So that's what we'll be working with in this workshop. So I'm just going to go over some basic terminal commands in case you aren't familiar with them. So ls or list will show you everything that you have inside. And what we're going to do here is we're going to create a new directory. So that'll be mkdir, mkdir, and then you're going to give it a name. So I'm going to call it TechTricks. And we can check if that exists by doing ls again, or we can use cd TechTricks, which takes us into it. So you can see I moved into the TechTricks folder. At this point, you're going to want to do git init, and that'll initialize a new repository. And at this point, see it says master here, and that's like the old branch name. So right now it should be main, but it doesn't. And what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to go to my GitHub, github.com, to create a new repository called TechTricks. Be public. The good thing about GitHub is it has a lot of these instructions, so hopefully you guys can see these. And let's see, at the top here we have this. This is our link. So if you use that, copy it, you can clone it to your terminal or wherever you're working in. we're going to follow the instructions they have here. So it says echo techtrex into readme.md. What this is doing is it's putting this line between the quotes, pound techtrex, into a file called readme.md. We've already done git init, and this is the part where we're working with Git a little more closely. So we have git add readme.md. So that's adding it to staging area, commit it, give it a message. And we're creating a branch called main remote add. So this is saying we're going to add it to this remote repository at this address. And then we're going to push it. So we're going to follow those instructions. So echo techtrex. Also, you can use tab to autocomplete when you're at the terminal. All right, so at this point, you might run into this where it has git config. This is just saying like it doesn't know who I am. So this actually, if I push this or like do anything with git here, it wouldn't put me as my user. So at this point, I would want to follow these rules. So you can just copy it. You could put them in quotes. Crap. Quotes. Yeah, and then let's see what did I do before. Commit. You can also use the arrow keys to move up in previous commands. So here we have a success. So we've made our first commit. You have the message that we added, one file change, one insertion. So insertion regards the one line that we put in. So that would be the pound techtrex. And if we go back and check, next steps are branch, remote, and push. So I'm going to copy this because I don't want to have to type out that entire address. Branch -m main. So you see that renamed it to main instead of master. And then git remote add, git push u origin main. And you might have to log in. Yeah, and this is a success. So here I've created repository in GitHub, and I've pushed this file to that. So if I now go here and check my code, I see I have my readme.md. Okay, so what I'm going to ask everyone to do is kind of follow those steps, and you're going to create a repository. You share. You can create a repository that hopefully has. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so we're going to follow these instructions, and you're going to create a repository, introduce yourself in the readme.md. And then after that, we'll move on to this part. So feel free to unmute yourselves if you have any questions at any point. We'll just be following kind of those steps.
Yeah, and if anyone's stuck at any point in the process, just let us know and we can help you guys out.
How's everyone doing with the repository so far? You guys like set up? Gigi, William, are you guys doing okay over there?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, are you guys done?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Then at this point, what we're gonna do is in your, let's see, I would like you to go to github.com and pull up your, pull up the link. So let's see, I'm gonna, oops. Okay, anyway, just go to like your repository and what you'll see is there's a big green button called code with like a, I guess, arrow down. And it'll have a link under HTTPS. I want you guys to copy that link and put it in the chat. And it should look something like that.
Oh, can you say that again? Sorry.
Yeah, so go to your GitHub. Let's see if I can share this again. But anyway, go to your GitHub and on the repository that we just created, there's going to be a button called that says code. It's green. And what you're going to do is click it and it'll give you a dropdown that says clone. And then under HTTPS, there's like a link and just copy that link and put it in the chat. Yeah, and then once we're done, okay, so what I'm going to do is have Gigi work with Andre, and then William, you're going to work with me. What you're going to do is copy the other person's, your partner's, the link that they just put in the chat. And you're going to go to, let's see, yeah, and you're going to go to your GitHub or the CS50. And I want you to clone it. So what's going to look like is, so I copied William's git clone, and then I paste his link. Oh, sorry. Where'd it go? Yeah, so I'm going to copy with git clone. So I have his link, and I clone it in, and I should have TextRex. So what I accidentally did is put it in my repository. So what you should actually do is go cd ... and that what that will do is take you out of this folder. So you'll navigate you back to the outer folder. Right, and so I'm gonna do that again. Git clone this, and what I should have is William's folder. As you can see, it popped up on the side. It's kind of small. And then if I cd into it, I am now in his folder. Excuse me. And then once we're in there, we're going to do git branch -b, which means you're creating a new branch, and you're just going to name it after yourself. So here I'm going to do Andrew working. Sorry, git video. Sorry, git branch m. No.
You can try git checkout -b and then your name.
Yeah. Okay, so then I create a new branch, and then I can open his file. And okay, so William introduced himself like, hi, I am Andrew. Save it, add. And what you guys are gonna do is just add this stuff to your new branch. And then after you're done, let the other person know and go back to your own repository. And then you're gonna merge their branch into yours. So their message should show up on your file. Does that make sense? Oh, sorry. I'm gonna need you guys to add each other as like contributors. So let's see, go to settings, and I think it's in options. Yeah, settings, manage access, and then you should be able to invite each other. You'll have to like accept it in your emails. Sorry, there's a little bit more work. But yeah, once you add each other, then everything's good. Oh, key left. Okay.
Gigi have to go, so I'm just working on Williams, but
Mhm.
so
that's
I
fine.
followed like opened Williams README and I like left a message in it, but I
Yeah.
don't remember what to do to like actually like push it to their version.
Right. So
Yeah, I'm stuck there, I guess.
okay, cool. So what you're going to do is you saved it up here, right? So you see this file and then you have like hi.
Yeah, I added my sentence. Yeah.
Right. So after you save it, then you can go git add readme again, and hopefully you're in your branch.
Why do you
at
have
that
to
point-
add it again?
Because creating new changes. So when you add it, this is like adding
Oh,
the
you're like
version
overwriting it
of the
with
file. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So once you add this new version of the file, you're putting that in like your staging area. And then you commit it. So you give it a message that like puts it like you're like, okay, I'm ready like to push this forward. And you're pushing the last changes that are in that staging area into the local repository. And then once it's in that, then you push it onto the web where GitHub is located. And then William, I think you're gonna have to add both me and Andre as contributors so that we can push our changes to your repository.
Okay, okay.
Okay, and then I think, yeah, I invited you, so you're gonna have to go to your, yeah, you go to your repository and make changes. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make changes to Andre's.
Yeah, I think I added you guys.
Okay, cool. Okay, and then Andre, can you add me to your repository?
Oh, what's your username or like email? Like, how do I find you?
So you can look at my link that I put in the chat, and it's like the one
Oh,
right after
yeah,
the
yeah.
button.
Invite, and then will. Okay. And then I added myself to Will's too.
Cool. Yeah. So at this point, I have almost finished edits with Andre's. And after this, what we're going to do is go to our original repositories, and we are going to merge the other person's edits to it.
Mm-hmm.
So Andre or William, I think you might see some merge conflicts just because both me and Andre
Change the original
made
file
changes.
individually.
Yeah, so that might
Okay.
happen.
Oh, I think I just updated his main.
Oh, that's okay. Can you make a branch and just make like some other small change really quick, just so we can practice like merging?
Sure.
Okay, and I've added my stuff to Andre's. Okay, and then what you're gonna do when you get to your own repository, I hope everyone's ready. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna do this command called git merge, and then here you're gonna insert the branch name. So what you can do to check what the branch names are is do git status, and you'll see like which branch you're on. Actually, git branch. Okay, so if you git branch, you'll be able to see all the different branches that exist. And I think in highlighted green, it'll be the one that you're working on. Basically, you just want to be on your main and then git merge one of the branch names, and that should put that branch's changes into main if it works. If it doesn't work like perfectly fine, then it'll give you a message that says like, oh, there are some conflicts, like we need you to resolve them, and you'll have to do that separately. But I think our merges should mostly be fine. So go ahead and try that and see if it works.
Okay, I think I pushed a new branch to Will.
Okay, cool.
Mm.
William, do you see the changes?
On mine?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I saw. Yeah. He wrote a comment.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then once you get there, I guess just make sure you make sure you merge it in and then push the new changes because now you've merged it. The main now has a different version of the file.
Mm.
Okay, wait. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. How exactly do I see any merge requests in terminal?
So let's see. So right now I am on my repository, and then William previously made changes to main. So let's say if I want to go git checkout, right? So see that this branch is ahead of origin main by, okay, hold on. Okay, so you want to see like how, you want to see where the changes are?
I mean, like, I don't know, like I can see like on the actual GitHub website, right, that there's like two branches. I'm on yours. But like, I don't know, I guess it'd be useful to be able to just do that quickly in terminal too.
Right.
Oh, and it also says can't automatically merge. Is that because both you and Will wanted to add something?
I think so. So what you might be dealing with is that, yeah, so there'd be conflicts in like what has been added, but I don't.
Yeah, when I click on it, it says create a pull request.
Pull request. Okay, we can do that. So let's see. Go to your. I guess go to Will's, and you can see my screen, right?
I'm looking at yours right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like I think what you might be seeing is like can't automatically merge. So
Yeah, the same thing.
Yeah. So at this point, you can just make create a pull request. And what this will do is it'll send a message to William. Right. And then here's like my message and stuff. And then GitHub will check like, oh, this is what you can do. Resolve conflicts. And right. So these are the differences. Like I'm trying to push all these things onto the same line.
Mm.
Right. So what you could do is fix this stuff in github.com, or you can
It's like, yeah, navigate back into it, change it, save it, push it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that should work. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, there's some nice tools if you use VS Code that'll help you like see conflicts and like resolve it there.
What are the tools?
So it's usually just like
Is it built in?
extensions.
Yeah.
You just grab some extensions. It'll be, I think it's like a Git. I think GitHub probably made it. But it'll show you like red, green highlights, show you like insertions, deletions, any conflicts.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's a little bit messier on the terminal, but depending on like how you configure it, you can kind of see it. Andrew, did you figure it out? The conflicts?
No, I don't think so. I sent a pull request on mine. Oh, wait. Here, let me see. Let me see if I can fix it. Yeah, I fixed it.
Okay, cool. Do you understand like what you had to do to fix it?
Yeah, I just changed some of the lines that
Mhm.
were like highlighted red and just visually, and it's merged. Okay.
Okay, cool. William, how are you doing over there?
I think he said you had to step away for a second.
Oh, okay. Sorry, can't see the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Ugh.
Yeah, it's kind of a hassle. Like the more you use it, the better it gets.
Yeah. I just remember one year, like when I was like working somewhere, like one of the other people just had to like manage this, basically like exclusively like manage merge stuff for like an entire week, and I remember they were just very tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. How popular is like BitBucket?
I have never seen anyone use it, honestly. Never been to the page actually. BitBucket. Yeah, I think because GitHub's just like it's better. Everyone uses it, so there's no reason like not to use it. So yeah, I'm honestly not too sure. I would say pretty unpopular, but I'm sure some people use it. So
Yeah. I don't know. I've definitely heard it used around like a few smaller startups. Maybe it's
yeah.
cheaper or something. I don't think GitHub doesn't charge for anything large, does it? Like, how does it start pricing? Do you know?
So I think as students, it's all free for us, but
Mhm.
once you get to be like, God, I don't even know how to like get to their marketplace. I think this is for stuff though, but like I think their income comes mostly from like hosting stuff because they offer like free hosting if you,
Pages.
yeah, like your pages and stuff. You can do that from like a repository. And the other thing they make money from is just like the storage. So as students, it's free, but I think when you're working on like a lot of code,
Yeah.
then you have to pay for like storage and stuff.
Makes sense.
I think it's also open source. So
Mhm.
if you want to make commits to GitHub, literally, then I think that's possible.
Oh shit! It has a social feed. I never
Yeah.
realized.
We should all follow each other on GitHub. It's the only acceptable social network.
Exactly. I can see all your side projects.
Exactly. You know, none of them are complete. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I think like the problem with some NYU courses, like you don't have to learn GitHub. Like I think you can graduate without ever like learning Git, which is probably not a good thing. Yeah, hopefully this all like was kind of helpful. I know it's kind of messy.
I don't know. I was like used to just like cloning a project and stuff like that, but never like actually like merge something with someone else's before.
Yeah, I think merging is definitely like where it gets pretty hectic. So there's like figuring out how to like manage everything you're doing. pretty good skill to have.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate the visual, like the desktop app.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sometimes I use the desktop app just to like resolve merge conflicts, just so it's like easier to see.
Yeah, I like that visual input. Damn, is Will back yet?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Well, is everything working out for you? Like, did you get the merges done?
I don't think I was able to do that.
Okay. Can you see like what the problems are right now?
I honestly don't really know what I'm doing, like with merging.
Okay. So where are you right now?
So I tried like following along the code, but like
Mhm.
it didn't work in the beginning. So I just started using the interface, and then
Okay, that's cool.
yeah.
Okay, so on the interface, so you're talking about like this stuff, right? Like on.
Mhm.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
So here, I guess you still have like a red thing. I forgot where it was. Yeah,
Do
you have like
wanna
some kind
share
of
your screen,
conflict, right?
maybe?
Yeah. Do you want to share your
Yeah,
screen?
sure. Give me 1 sec. Hold up. Oh, it says host disabled participant screen
Oh.
sharing.
Okay, let me do that. Oh, okay. I think I fixed it. Can you do it?
Yeah. Hold up. Yeah. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. Click on main and see what other branches we have. Okay, so that's the one I did. And it looks like Andre's edit's already in there, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's go to, see, where'd you see the issue?
Because I'm not really sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go to the IDE really quick.
Oh,
Go
where's
to
that?
CS50, the
Oh,
top
yeah.
tab, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. Type, so this is the one that you had, right?
Yeah, I
And you
think I
made all
tried.
edits in there?
I tried typing something, it didn't work, and then for some
Okay.
reason.
Can you CD into TechTrex? All right, and then git status. That'll show you like what we have so far. Okay, so this isn't the Git repository.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, so where'd you do all your edits from?
I did it on the interface.
Okay, that's cool.
Yes, we can just clone from our current repo on GitHub and then work from there. You can just do the merges in the IDE, and that should get you up to speed. So press the green button that says code.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then copy your link right there.
Then
And then go back to your IDE, and we're gonna clone. Okay, so if we clone into TechTrex, it's gonna give us like nested folders. So we should maybe get out of there first. So do CD space and like 2 dots.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then enter.
Link or no?
Oh, no, not yet. Yeah, so first we want to get out of TechTrex so we can, okay, cool. And then what's the command again for
Git clone. So git
Okay.
space clone,
Right.
and then paste the link. Okay, so this is your other folder. And just cd into capital T TechTrex. Okay, now do git status.
Oh.
Okay, now try git checkout, or no, just stay here. Git merge. Type
maybe-
git branch really quick. Yeah.
just to see what we have right now for the other branches.
Oh, so
Oh.
we just have main. That's interesting.
Where'd the other branch go?
Hmm.
Okay. So, so what we're gonna have you do is just make your own branch.
Mhm.
Yeah, so write git checkout -b and then whatever you want your branch name to be. Oh, and leave a space between checkout and -b. Yeah. All right, cool. So once you're here, you can open up your README file within TechTrex and make whatever changes you want. So you can, yes, navigate there using the side panel. You can expand the capital T TechTrex. Yeah, and then open up README. Great.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you can just write whatever.
Okay. And Control S to save, or Command S. All right, and then go back to the terminal.
Mhm.
And then you're gonna do git add dot,
Sorry, what?
git add
Add.
space, and then dot. So that does is adds every file that's in the current folder. And then git commit with a message. Git commit, commit. Okay, so after git commit, you're gonna do a -m and then in quotes, just write like edit or something.
Oh wait, hold on.
Control C or Command C. Control C.
Control C.
Okay, so
Okay,
yeah. So that'll edit. That just terminates the command. So you can do -m, not like the backslash, like a minus
Sorry,
sign.
sorry. Okay.
And before that, you're gonna write git commit.
Before the -m.
Yeah. Great. Enter.
And then enter.
Okay, and then at this
Yes.
point, you're just gonna follow their instructions. So you can just copy those 2 lines, like one at a time, and just put your email instead of like the.
Oh, my email.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you see up there in the notes, it says run git config global. Yeah, so replace the email in the quotation marks and write your own in there. And enter. Okay. And then you can press the up arrow to access until you hit commit with your message.
Oh, what do you mean?
Just the up arrow key. This is a shortcut, so you don't have to like retype your commit message.
Okay.
Yeah, so keep clicking the up arrow, and then eventually you come across the commit. Yeah, this one.
Mhm.
Oh no, the one before.
This one. Right.
Wait, go down again.
Go down to. One
and then
more.
one more.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Ooh.
And
Oh.
then try git push. Okay, and then just copy that line and paste it. Oh, so just go up arrow 2 times.
Oh, wait, I just typed in my pass.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, just up arrow until you get back to the git push message.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, and then you can try again.
Okay. Wait, what the?
You probably typed it wrong. So
Hold up, what? That's weird. Hold up. I might need to I think I might have forgotten my password.
all right, no worries.
That's all good.
Yeah, but the idea here is like once you push it, then after that you would git checkout to main. So that puts you on your main branch.
Mhm.
And then once you're in your main branch, you git merge, what do you call this one? Techtrex 2, right? And that should
Oh.
merge Techtrex 2 into main, which is the one you're in.
So it merges the two together, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it would be taking like, so you'd be taking the changes in Techtrex and putting them into main, but Techtrex is still going to have its own changes.
Okay. I see. Okay.
Yeah, like whenever, like after you like fix your password and stuff, I think you should just finish like the exercise, just like get the practice in,
Mhm.
so you understand like
Yeah,
what's
sure.
going on.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any other questions about like what's going on?
So basically, like, because right now I'm doing it like individually, right? I'm creating my own file, but usually it's
Mhm.
between like two people, right?
Right.
Okay. But you also kind of do the same process of it?
Yeah, it's essentially the same thing. You just have someone else creating the other branches, and then you're merging them into, main or whichever branch.
Okay, I see. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and then the other difference is when other people are working on it, you are going to have to do git pull. So you're pulling their changes because they're pushing their changes onto the remote repositories. That's online, right? But on your
Oh.
computer, you're working with your stuff. So you have to pull those
Mhm.
changes from online. So you have their changes too. And then you
Mhm.
can work with that, right? So you want to be able to see their changes before you start working, so you don't accidentally do something that they already did or something that's like conflicting anyway.
Okay, I got it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's about it. Then I will stop the recording.
All right.